Morning, Jimmy. Thank you for joining us. Before we get into the big milestone, it certainly is a bittersweet moment for me personally and certainly for Easterns Nomads. That's, along with your 600th game, you're going to be leaving us. Good reasons, obviously, but let's just go into where it all started for you, Jimmy. In 1971, you joined Nomads. Tell us a little bit about it and your journey through Nomads for the last 50 years.
Okay, when I wanted to join in 1970, when I actually joined Nomads, the joining age was 25. And so I was unable to do it in 1970, and then through my dad and Arthur Fernio, who was then my godfather, they motivated the fact that the age was brought down from 25 to 21, and I joined the club the following year in 1971 at 22 years old. I then remained there until I was transferred in 1972 to Natal in my job in the Air Force. I was then stayed there until 1976. I then came back to Northern's, and I was at Northern's for a year, and after transfer back down again to Natal with the 15th Squadron, and I stayed there. I was then married by this time, so my life had changed a little differently, and so I stayed there until 1983, end of 83, beginning 84. I was transferred to Cape Town in 1984 to do the certification capabilities to the Air Force for the qualifications I had. And so then I came back there at the end of 84 and back to Natal, and in 87 I transferred to Easterns, and so I've been at Easterns ever since, and it's been a wonderful experience. So in Nomad for me it's been a fantastic organization for the simple reason that the people from all levels, and the aims and objects is what I appreciated. The fact that we support camaraderie amongst ourselves, first of all, was very important. Also the furtherance of golf and the contribution to those less fortunate than ourselves. And while that remains as in, I'm very proud and happy to be a Nomad.
So Jimmy, you're approaching 600 games. In fact, you won 599 games. When you joined Nomads, did you have any inkling that you would get to this fantastic number?
No, I don't think I ever would have that, because when I was younger, when the guy was 40 years old, so you'd think he's sort of like going towards a senior thing. So I never ever thought that I would continue this long. And I haven't tried to do it to create any aspirations. It's just I've had a good time doing it. I've had a wonderful time of going to all the national tournaments. And I only have one problem, is I have too many friends around the countries, if I say Swaziland, Botswana, included. So if I go there on a visit for, was it business or whatever, and I didn't go somewhere to meet somebody would see me, and I would then get into a lot of trouble with the fact that I hadn't come and paid respects to the guys of the province I was in.
You were captain of Easterns in 1991.
Correct.
Obviously a fulfilling year for you, as everybody says, it's a very fulfilling role. Are there any things that stand out particularly for you in that year?
In the year it was very difficult for me trying to become, first of all, the junior vice. When I was a junior vice, my father passed away on my Andrew Menzies golf day. And so it was very difficult to do the day, if you like. Les Floyd till today, who's been a friend of mine for many years, still didn't know how I did it, and I still don't know how I did it, but it was a wonderful thing to do. And then the next day I drove down to sort my mum out, because obviously she was on her own in Ramsgate. And things that stood out to me is that our aims and objectives have remained the same. and playing with guys at all levels, all jobs, doctors, being doctors to apprentice to whatever they were. It's always been an interesting and a wonderful experience.
So Jimmy, one of the things that you're probably not most well known for, but one of the roles that you fulfilled for many, many years was your Golforama duties. In the time that you did that, I'm sure you rubbed shoulders with some of the world's golfing greats. Are there any particular memories that stand out for you over that period?
Brian, I think I was very fortunate enough to do $35 million. And in the beginning, when the first year they did it, obviously the greens weren't green. So they actually sprayed them green. So I had a pair of white golf shoes that were green and never got the dye off it. But in the beginning there were only 5 pros and the rest were celebrities. Big Teddy Savalas, various film stars. I can't think of all their names right off pat now, but I mean, there were a lot of them. So the first 3 years was just five pros. And then, so I did 35 altogether in a row before I did not do any more. And youngsters like Ernie Els I knew from junior golf. And things like this, I was involved in the junior golf and doing the senior golf when all became pros. In the Golforama industry with the pros, I feel like I'm a grandfather. Because I have so many children there, or guys that aspirate to be being their dad. It was a wonderful experience. And obviously, I believe that you earn credit, you don't just get credit. And they presently say to me that I've earned my credit in things that I have. And so it was a very interesting part of my life, and it still is. Wherever I go, some of the pros that used to play on the tour and are now club pros, I'm still related to them. So when I go to their golf courses where they are involved, I'm still very well treated and I get a lot of respect from them. And as I said, I think you earn respect, you don't just get respect.
So Jimmy, it's just something that's always struck me about you is your ability to remember people, names, faces. I'm actually in awe of you, that you have that ability. I think if there's somebody that you haven't seen for 15 years that will walk up, you'll remember their name, you'll remember their wife's name, where their children went to school. Is it a gift that you have, or is it a technique that you have? I'm fascinated.
I would think that it must be a gift because I'm very fortunate with names, faces, clubs, and I'll never forget Tony Barry when he was the captain the year after me. He would come up to me and say, Jimmy, who's this gentleman coming up here and what club's he from? And fortunately I could always help him out. So I then started to relate to the fact that if I didn't know your name or your face, you had never played in the national tournament. So I was very fortunate and I've been very lucky in that way.
You obviously getting on in years. You still play a certainly acceptable game of golf. I don't think any of us like the fact that we're getting older. But what's not a secret necessarily, but you've certainly been active inside and outside of golf. Do you have any advice or any secrets as to your longevity and your ability to still be playing golf?
I just think it's a game my father played, my grandfather played, and my brother played, and I was taught the rules. We obviously, a small example is the fact that if you got to a bridge, which was a single span bridge, if it was not your honor winning from the previous hole, you did not cross that hole for that bridge first. Also, before the play when you really golf as we started, which I think is a wonderful idea, you would wait for the guy. He might be, I used to bowl a fair distance and wait for him like 60 meters behind. You wait for him to play his shots before you had your turn to play. So I think the game has, to me, has progressed in the fact that it's trying to make the game time shorter. And I think the prize givings, the way they do it now, is a lot better, whereby if you had an induction, you would do the induction first, do all the peripheral thing before the thing, so the guys wouldn't have to sit there and wait for an hour and a half in order for the prize game to start or whatever. So it's quicker, and I think we've gained a lot of Nomad, or remained a lot of Nomad, stayed because of the fact we've done that, to cut the time down.
Jimmy, the different, you've been at maybe more different Nomads clubs than any other Nomad, I'm guessing. I don't know the answer to that. The cultures, the differences between the clubs, is there anything noticeable that you would say, or all clubs very much the same?
I think that they all are very much the same, obviously with our constitution being the same for each club. But I will say, in the very beginning, when I went for the year to Western Province, the gentlemen used to they played on a Thursday, and the guys would wear safari suits and whatever, and not necessarily be their number ones, because they came from the office straight to the golf. So it was quite a difference in the beginning, and so then didn't see the number ones unless you were doing something specifically to wear number ones, but otherwise not. A lot of guys did, but most guys didn't. I think the clubs themselves, I think I've gained a lot of respect for a lot of them, especially in Zim, travelling so far, and in the Cape the guys travel quite a long way to go to golf from all over the show. So their participations, definitely you can see that it's remained the same. So they must have a passion to play the game, or play Nomads to be able to travel the distance they even play. And the amount of games they do play per year out of the 12 we play.
Any advice to a young Nomad starting out? Nomads can be a very fulfilling organisation if you get involved, and I don't want to ask you the question and give you the answer. But is there anything that you would really say to a new Nomad joining? Advice?
I think it's very important for a prospective Nomad to 6 games, which we do in Easterns, which I think is a great idea, in the fact that he'll understand for what his commitments are before he gets inducted. And obviously I just advise them at all times that if you put in, you get out. And obviously I was taught that the Nomads monthly game ends when the bell rings. So the prize giving is part of the game, not part of where the guys who play and leave. And I would just think to me, if you put in, you get out.
And Jimmy, this milestone that you're going to be reaching at your next monthly game, 600 games is a phenomenal achievement. What does it mean to you personally?
Well, I have a Nomad's brother, his name's Alexander, and I think he's played about 618 or something like that, and he always inspired me all the way through. My mum and dad were very fond of him and Verena, and so they were part of my family in a way, and like Gary Angelos was another one. My dad got into Southern Natal when he retired down there, and I just think that it's the friends I've made have actually made me continue playing in the game, and obviously I've changed my game of golf in the way that the guys know now. I don't take a practice swing in case I waste a good one. So that's the fair first thing. My handicap has obviously got a lot higher than it has been in the last few years, but I still, every day I wake up, I know I'm 7 years past what the book says, 3 score and 10. So when I wake up, it's a wonderful day to start the day, and something will happen to make it even better. So that's my philosophy in why I play and why I do what I do, and I enjoy doing what I do and how I do it.
And Jimmy, obviously I mentioned at the beginning a bittersweet moment for us. You'll be transferring out of Easterns shortly, going down to Western Province. Do you want to just give us some of the reasons for that?
I think the biggest reason is my wife unfortunately passed away 4.5 years ago, and I've been living on my own. My grandchildren and my youngest son are in Cape Town, and they've been on my back to be able to move down there, not stay on my own. And also living in a 4-bedroom house on my own has been quite a test in the way that to keep it clean and do whatever. And so I'm going down for my grandchildren's point of view and my family. And my son has been waiting for 6 years to join Nomads. So he will join the Western Province. I don't know why he's been waiting 6 years. He's waiting for me. I think he could have joined on his own, but I think he wants me to be there for longer. That's the biggest thing is my family why I'm going.
Well, Jimmy, thank you for your time and thank you for sharing some of your insights with us. I'm pretty sure we could sit here for hours and you could regale us with stories of your nomadic career and whatever, but I would just like to, on behalf of Easterns, wish you all the best in your move down to Western Province. I wish you fairways and greens and no 3 putts, and know that your Easterns family will always have your back and you will always be fondly remembered and even more fondly welcomed back. If ever you are here, please come and have a game with us, pop into the lake, have a beer with us, you know when we play. We wish you all the best, Jimmy.
Ron, thank you very much, and to you and your Easterns committee and all my friends. I thank you most sincerely for spending 30 or more than 30 years here, and it's been an absolute privilege to play golf in Easterns. I know in the beginning we looked like Canaries with yellow shirts and light blue pants, and so that's been changed a bit. It'll be different for me to play in a white shirt at Western Province, but although when we go to a national tournament we've been playing in a white shirt, so I've got used to that over the last few years. But I would like you to thank the committee and to everybody on Saturday. I don't know how well I'll be able to converse, but it will be very traumatic for me in that way. And I thank you all most sincerely. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. Well done, Brian.
Brian, show him the other one.
And the flag. Fucking
There's Jimmy. Well, and you're going to have a look over there in the back of puppies.
I'm videoing. Congratulations, Jimbo.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Hang on.
1,
There.
2, 3, let go.
Open fuck off. In the tree. In the fucking tree.
Doesn't matter.
Typical chopper pilot. In the fucking tree.
In a chopper. Well done, boys. Jimbo,
Thank you.
congratulations. Eh?
Thank you very much, Rod.
Love you, my
Thanks
boy.
for all of that, and thanks for
So Jim, it's a breakfast ball. Breakfast ball. It's a free drop. Oh, break!
Jimmy, that's a free drop. Break, man, break.
Mark it, Jimmy. No, you mark it. Mark it.
You want you in, but don't worry. Hey, you will. That's the problem, right?
Well done, mate. Right,
Uncle Jim, me and my grandfather. Me and my grandfather.
Nomad Street, meditation from John. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Any man's death diminishes me because I'm involved in mankind. And therefore, never sent to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Captain. Good evening to everybody. Formalities having been done, I just have to say thank you to everybody for being here. It is absolutely wonderful sight to stand here now and see a room full of nomads and their ladies at a normal Nomads monthly meeting. It's absolutely wonderful, considering it's been such a long time since it's happened. Right, I'm here to tell you a little bit about Jimmy. Now, there's lots of things that I can say. There's lots of things that I shouldn't say. And equally, there is the obvious point that today is his 600th game. 600 games is a hell of an achievement. And it's taken place over 51 years. It could have been 650 if it weren't for his military duties earlier on in his life. But in 1971, when Jimmy joined Nomads, he became a true nomad. He wandered from club to club. He went from Northerns, he went to Natal, and he went to Western Province. Okay, now, when he joined Easterns, the best club out of the lot, as you know, when he joined Easterns, he came here reputed as being a very good interprovincial golfer. He came here with a minus handicap, and at his first game at Pollock Park, got his first ever snake killer. He was renowned actually as an interprovincial golfer, and I'm sure Neville Clark will acknowledge that. Jimmy has played against and with and beaten some of the best amateur golfers that we've ever had in this country. And that is a hell of an achievement, which is something that I've always failed to understand, that when we played Gary Player Knockout for so many years together, why he failed to pitch up. I mean, normally speaking, with the greatest of respect, you do the Gary Player and you expect to maybe play a few rounds, etc. Well, with Jimmy, you played the Gary Player the first round, Gary Player Cup, shall we call it, and then you play the second round, which is the Gary Player Plate, and if we'd had a Gary Player Saucer. But there was one infamous year that we actually did do quite well. Now, I always used to wonder after the Gary Player games why it was that I always felt so tired, because it was normally having to drag Jimmy around the course with me. But on this particular day, I'd just like you to picture Pollock Park, the 18th par 5. Jimmy is on the green for 2. Not too bad. He obviously chose the wrong club because he was 30 foot from the stick, so it wasn't as good as he thought it was. And then, much to my disdain, he left his eagle putt 2 inches short of the centre of the cup. Now, we lost that game by 1 point. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can gather, you can't just cram 600 games into a short period of time like this. Brian, our captain, allocated me an hour and a half to do this speech, and I have to say I gave it serious consideration, and I'm sure you'll all be relieved to know that I managed to pin it down to just 90 minutes instead. Okay, Jimmy, in all fairness to his golfing abilities, I mean, I can say all sorts of things about him. I've known him for a very long time, as many of us have. But the fact of the matter is that he has played very well over many years. He has won just about everything there is to win at club level, apart from the Gary Player Knockout. And he has won just about everything there is to win at nationals. He has been part of 6 of the 7 national teams that Easterns won the Burton Trophy. And it always intrigues me, I mean, with his limited talents, how many more we would have won if he hadn't been part of this. Anyway, things being what they are. I'm not up here to break too many myths about Jimmy, and I don't want to tell you about the fact that he isn't actually allergic to alcohol. But things being what they are, in all fairness, there are some sides to Jimmy which I'm not sure that that many people in this room know. I'd just like to put a slant on things that may be not that easy to say. Firstly, on the vindictive side of Jimmy, in March 2000, when I was awarded the privilege of giving him his honorary membership badge, we did it in a rather devious way. We sort of called him up and held him up as an epitome of being a nomad of note. And of course he comes up and he hasn't got his badges on. He's improperly dressed. So what happens? He now gets the badges back with, pinned to it, the honorary member's badge, which was his father's honorary member's badge, which we nicked out in the archives. Okay. Now, in all fairness, you can normally blindfold Jimmy with a shoelace, but on this occasion he managed to squeeze a tear from the corner of his eye there, knowing that it was his dad's badge. Now, the more observant amongst you may notice, why the heck would we pin on his dad's badge? And now we come to a really serious thing, because as much as we can say all sorts of generalities about people in Nomads, this is something that may not be easy to relate, but in all fairness, it's not something that's given to that many people to have been able to do. As we all know, as a vice captain of a club, it is your duty to hold an Andrometis tournament. And on the day of Jimmy's Andrometis, when he was vice captain, we had a phone call at 9 o'clock in the morning to say that his father had passed away. But Jimmy went through that day in the manner that he did, with all the emotion that there was around, sorry about this folks, with all the emotion that was around there, was something that is not given to many people, I can assure you. How the hell he managed it, goodness knows. But Jimmy, that was a tribute to you, boy. just have to share something with you that Jimmy is the guy that I've slept with most. And that includes Robbie Frank and Glenn Dalton. It's not such a bad thing actually, because if there's a casino nearby, it normally means that when you're waking up first thing in the morning, you hear the door rattling. That's Jimmy coming back in. It's like having a room on your own. He's just coming to get showered and go out and do his Golforama duties. So, anyway, of all the things that Jimmy has done, there are not many things that Jimmy hasn't done, to be quite honest. He has supported this club, done Golforama for years. He's done the administration of our national tournaments and away tours, and so on. And as you've all heard, he's about to go down to Western Province. Mr. National Chairman, where is he? There he is. Mr. National Chairman, I'd just like to say something to you, that when you come for your next national committee meeting or whatever, and your secretary has generated the statistics that normally go towards that meeting, you will find two very distinct changes in those figures. And in those figures you will find that the average age of Western Province has gone up quite considerably. And you will also find that the average IQ of Easterns and Western Province has gone up. Okay, ladies and gents, I've said just about most of the things that I should say. Jimmy epitomizes what a true nomad is. He's done it over a very, very long period of time. He epitomizes commitment, participation, involvement, and everything else that goes with it. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege that the guy, he's done 600 games, he might have done 650 if he'd done a lot, but in all fairness, Western Province, your game is our loss, and I wish you the good fortune that he does for you what he's done for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask the National Chairman and our Captain please to come forward and pin on a 600 game match.
Good evening, everyone. All protocol observed. I just thought we'd take a few minutes just to show our appreciation from Botswana. We in Botswana love Jimmy very much. Lovely gentleman. I think you've attended almost all our nationals. You probably missed one. Okay. Every time we have a nationals, whether it's in Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, wherever, he's part of our swing room. Almost every time he beats us and he wins it. But more importantly, every time he wins it, he gives back the money for charity.
Correct.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Jimmy, and we love you so much. We have a small token of our appreciation from Botswana, just to show our love for you. Joy, if you can come up.
Lekker Joey!
Excuse the package.
Now, Judge, you have to drink that.
No, it's not a northern shirt, damn it. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thanks, Ish.
We're done with the presentation for the 600 game badge. I just want to, on behalf of Easterns, wish Jimmy bon voyage on his move down to Western Province.
Shut up, Jimmy!
Many words cannot fully express our gratitude for everything that you've done for Easterns. You've been a mentor, you've been a great golfer. What you've done for Golforama just is amazing. So on behalf of Easterns, we want to thank you. On behalf of every single one of the Easterns members, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts and wish you all the best. And I'm sure you know you will always be welcome back here with open arms. And if we find out that you have been here and you haven't been to this with us, there will be a lot of it.
We love you!
Okay, guys, I hope you hear me well in the air. Okay, first of all, I'm going to do my best. Obviously, first of all, to welcome to ladies, gentlemen, and my fellow nomads. I really appreciate the fact that you've traveled so far. So many of you, so many wishes. I got from Boston, America, from Arthur Horn in Canada, in Greece. So guys, I'm going to miss you all, but my heart, whatever I did it with a passion. It wasn't okay to achieve something, but I felt that I enjoyed what I was doing. So I'm flying on. If I was Floyd, after 50 years, 48 years, 50 years, where are you? You know, Pollock Park got a clock. The fact I left about one inch short, and we lost by one. You were penalized to the green from here to the flag to you, and it went over the clock of Pollock Park onto where the station was. I suggested to my friend, well, just drop your ball, flick it on, make one point, we can play an hour. We played Hammerga and gave his scrimmage. He said, I've had enough of this game, and he walked off. We lost by one. And to the ladies, thank you, and to this very special, you look after Kwacha, yes, for sleep to make sure. And so when I got the source, I've got so many people that have looked after me. Karen used to play Kakaki, but she's had good fun. Very funny for Van Rooyen. I love you always, so well. Nick knows this, I don't have to tell him. But I love you all and thank you for the last 4 years support. You're very special to me. Come on. Thank you. Cheers.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for me coming back, but I forgot to say something.
My son,
which is
thanks my son to be up. I couldn't do it.
Eugene Terra Branch.
Thanks to his son.
Your turn.
No, James. I forgot to say something which epitomizes Nomads for me, with Jimmy, and his history of Golforama. I just want you to picture Leopard Creek on a filthy hot and humid day. And as I said to you earlier, Jimmy does not have an allergy for alcohol. So Jimmy comes in, having done his duties at Golforama, and Julie starts to try and prevent dehydration. It's abundantly obvious at the time that we go back to get our evening meal at where we're staying, which is the Buffalo Inn, the Hector Strait, that he had maybe cured the dehydration problem. And for those of you who don't know Jimmy that well necessarily, when Jimmy drinks, he doesn't eat. So he doesn't eat very often. But when he does eat, he eats quite quickly. Now on this occasion, we're sitting there at the table, and I can assure you this was witnessed by many. We sit here at the table, we're slowly eating our starters, and Jimmy finishes his starters, goes up and gets main course. We're finishing our main course, Jimmy's going up to get starters, and his sweets. And in South Africa, if you're at a buffet, what do you get? Ice cream, hot chocolate sauce, milk tart,
Malva pudding, yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy comes back, and I'm finishing off my main course, and I look down at Jimmy's plate, and I said to him, Jimmy, how's your milk tart? He says, it isn't milk tart, it's Malva pudding. Now, me being a cordon bleu chef myself, I wasn't fully aware of the fact that Malva pudding, I've always thought was brown, dark brown. Anyway, no problem at all. Jimmy says it's Malva pudding. So fine, he's finished his stuff, gets up from the table and leaves. At which point, the waiter comes across to me and he says, excuse me, sir, would you mind if I ask you a question? So I said, no, I don't have any problem with that. What would you like to know? He said, why did the boss put custard on his chicken lasagna?
To the honorary life members present, the past national chairman, past and current captains, fellow nomads, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special Easterns monthly meeting, at which a special award is being conferred onto one of the stewards of our organization. Brian, I know you've got 5 HLMs in your club, and I'm sure it must be very, very intimidating having such heavyweights in your club. But I do hope that you've really taken advantage of having such a pool of knowledge and experience, and having the people that you can call upon whenever you have any particular situation. So you're actually a very lucky person.
Yep.
Probably the luckiest captain, I think, in our 12 clubs. Yeah. Today marks my 4th club visit of the 12 clubs that we have. To Brian, the captain, and your committee, thank you so very much for hosting me. And you particularly, and your lovely lady Melanie, thank you so much for all the time that you spent with me yesterday. And I know you had to go out of your way to make sure I really, really enjoyed my visit. Thank you very much. Celebrate a truly extraordinary milestone, one that speaks of passion, perseverance, and unwavering love for the game. We gather to honor somebody who has not only played 600 games of golf, a feat few can claim, but who also holds the esteemed honor of honorary life member of our club, a title not simply given, but earned through years of dedication, sportsmanship, and contribution to our golfing community. To play 600 rounds is not just a number. It represents early mornings, long afternoons, wind and rain, sunshine and smiles. It represents a journey of commitment to the sport, friendship on the fairways, and lessons learned from every swing, every putt, and every missed shot that turned into a motivation. Beyond the scorecards, this individual has been a pillar of inspiration. Whether mentoring young players, sharing stories in the clubhouse, or simply leading by example. They have left an indelible mark on our club's culture and spirit. Your consistency, integrity, and genuine love for the game remind us what golf is truly about. Not just competition, but community, not just skill at heart. On behalf of the entire Nomads, we thank you, we honor you, and we celebrate this tremendous achievement with applause, respect, and admiration you so richly deserve. Congratulations, sir, and I'm very, very sure that Western Province are so lucky to have you. And if they don't treat you well, you know the club you should go to. Don't come back to Easterns. But you know the club. I won't mention the name. Yeah. With those few words, if we could all just stand up and give Jimmy a standing ovation.
To the rough and ready pavement, my name is actually Mark Heath, the guppy, Walker and Walker, and my son. Rob, thanks for being here. At least you got hair, whatever that way. He's got bald head, looks like, you know, listen, anyway. Guys, I would like to thank Big Hall, Shrek,
Yeah, Shrek!
to Robbie Frank, Big Lindsay, very special people in my life who looked after me the last 4.5 years being on my own. So I played the golf for them and Robbie Frank, obviously. I love Donald's model, I love you, but it's okay, I won't kiss you. But thank you guys, I really appreciate the support, whatever. And my friend F.L. Deluxe, Floyd Leslie. So we used to have 2 Floyds, that's fine. He's a Pink Floyd, but it's okay. Guys, I can't appreciate much what you've done, more than I can say to you, and I appreciate being here. And to BB, the Roadrunner, Brian Burns. We shared everything on the beach with some chicks from ABSA. I've got so many memories, and I really appreciate Limpy. I enjoy going together. I was going to cut Johannes out. You've got 3 honors and now, so I'm not sure which one went, but it's fun. Guys, I thank you very much to. I've got a new blonde mate. I played golf against his father for many years. So Glenn, we're not you better put a thing on your jack here saying BLD. I know it's blonde. Okay. And for last thing, for a guy called Vincent Newbu, I think he was born probably in Nigeria or Cameroon. I've been out there. But his dad and I have been friends for more than 50 years. And John's great. Patrick looks different in Western Province. And Vincent looks very different. He was born in the sun. He's part of my life. So he's very dark. I don't know if he can actually pass as a, who you call it, Joe? We can call him undercover agent.
Yeah, you're right.
And to the ladies, Chantel, Karen, I just saw you, thank you. To Sharon, my sister, nursing sister, Roxanne, there's so many of you, I love you all, and thank you for your support to me. And Beth, 25